Hey, what is up guys? So we're going to be showcasing off the new archetype, the FAs. So they're a race car archetype that's relatively new in the game and no one's really talking about them. They only have a few cards right now, but let's go and check them out and see what they can do in action, courtesy of that Timmy guy over here. But anyways, yeah, basically it is an archetype that is all about increasing levels. I kind of call them a bootleg versions of Fortune Ladies, but nonetheless, the archetype is very new. We're definitely going to get more support for them as it is an exclusive archetype. But we'll go over some of the cards and their effects in depth once we go into the deck profile and talk a little bit about the deck in general. But as of right now, again, the whole deck is all about increasing the cards' levels, and they gain extra attack depending on their levels, and they have bonus effects depending on once you reach a certain threshold. So anyways, the Hang On Mock over here, it gains attack just like all the FAs as of right now. They gain 300. And then they are unaffected by activated effects from an opponent's monster whose original level or rank is lower than this card's level. Then each time an FA spell or trap card is activated, you get to increase this card's level by 1. There's other cards that we're going to be talking about that actually can increase the archetype's level, but for the most part, at some certain level, they gain a bonus effect. So Hang On Mock has a bonus effect. Once it reaches level 7 or higher, any card sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead. So you have a one-sided macrocosmos. So it's like a Dark Law almost in a sense. Oh no, Dark Law has the like -1 if your opponent searches a card. But it's still pretty decent just to be able to have a one-sided macrocosmos. Certain decks like Lightsworn, they absolutely just get absolutely destroyed really fast if they can't have their graveyard. But once you get this archetype up, I feel like the whole deck is kind of like you get out one monster and you kind of protect it via your other effects. There is a card called Marshalling Field, which can actually protect your monsters. Because as of right now, the deck, it tries to use a lot of cards to increase the levels. And then once this monster goes away, you don't have that many outs. Now, we'll talk a little bit about other cards. But the problem is, once you bring back the card, you have to re-level it up again. But there are other support cards for the deck that can kind of make that better. I just want to showcase off a few replays of it in action. And then, again, we'll talk a little bit about the deck. And I'll give you guys a brief little deck profile from this. But anyways, we have it matched up against a Shaddoll Plant player here. I think what he didn't realize was the effects of the monster, and he kind of just, he rage quits over here because he realized he done goofed. But, yeah, so the whole archetype is about increasing the levels of the monster. And I was thinking that like this could maybe bring back some of the higher rank monsters in the game. We don't see too many like high level, like, you know, rank 9s, rank 11 of rank 10 monsters in the game. Heck, rank 7s aren't really too relevant in the game. I mean, they're still great cards. Cards like Big Eye is still an excellent card, but there's not too many decks that can just be like, okay, throw out Big Eye. Well, this deck can actually throw it out quite often, as you guys will see, if you're able to keep 2 monsters alive. Because once you get one monster out, I feel like you have like a huge protection with that monster. There's really no point of exceeding in the first place. He actually crashes his monster in it, and he realized he just messed up, and it's pretty much going to be over, because he's going to keep on increasing the card's level. Now, there is no limit, I believe, on a card's level. We did a video a long time ago on one of the satellite cannons, and we got that thing up to like crazy amounts of attack. But again, we're here to really talk about the FAs. But I think what it really comes down to is Rise Bell is probably not going to be used in the deck. As of right now, I mean, keep in mind, guys, there's not that much support, so we're kind of limited to what we can do with this deck. But basically, yeah, you can just increase their levels, and if you're able to have them level 5, you can go straight into Cyber-Dragon Infinity. Still a pretty good card, but the problem is that well, in this case, Rise Bell, you're not really going minus. But some of the other cards you'd have to use to cast on them, you're going minus to increase the level, and then if you go for an Exceed, well, you kind of wasted, I guess, your level increases. No? So he's going to go ahead and absorb the monster over here so it has extra attack. He's going to go ahead and go for a Galaxy Soldier and search out another one. Go for a Cyber-Dragon Nova. Activating Dimensional Barrier might not have been the best choice over here, but he didn't really have too much of an option, as he could just crash into it anyways. However, the other card technically would have more attack, but he would try to absorb, negate, and then he probably would have lost the card anyways. But anyways, we have Painful Decision now set over here, and this is kind of like a dead card after turn 1. But a lot of times, guys, decks, like, they really excel at like turn 1 through 3 plays, and I feel like this deck, as of right now, you have to get out a monster and increase its level like immediately. So even though you might be running some dead cards, the archetype doesn't really have too much again at the moment. But you guys can see he done goof with that White Stone in attack position when he didn't have that much life points. But again, I kind of want to serve this as like an introduction to the deck and also kind of go over their effects. But shout out to you, Timmy, for showcasing off the deck, because again, no one's really talking about this, and some people might be interested in seeing what the archetype can do. So like I said, the Rise Bell, the Pendulum monster, is just used just to increase the level. I was thinking perhaps you can maybe run a Pendulum build with this. However, these cards aren't Pendulum, so once they go away once, that's it. Again, the main problem with the archetype is investing into a lot of cards just to increase their levels. But there is a really good card, which we'll go over in just a second. But there's also Rise Bell, the Star Psyker. So those let you just increase the level and increase its level permanently. I think that that's the key. A lot of the other cards for the archetype, and a lot of reason why a lot of people are saying this deck is garbage, it's trash, is simply because a lot of the card effects just only last until like a certain duration. Like for example, this one only works during the battle phase, and some of them work, the other card works till the end phase. It just makes way more sense to make it so it increases forever. I don't know why they did this. Perhaps there would be other cards that come out in the future for this archetype. They're going to say, like, you know, forever, just increase the level. And because it's an exclusive archetype, I feel like they're going to get way more support. I mean, again, we only got 4 cards as of right now. I mean, heck, Sub-Terrors haven't really been doing much. At least Spirals, they've gotten a lot of support, but Sub-Terror is another exclusive archetype that just keeps on getting support, and eventually it might get good. Who knows? But anyways, the first card in the archetype that we're going to be going over is Hang On Mock. So this was the card that I showed off during the replays. And so once you have 7 or higher, it's the Macrocosmos. That's his effect. And again, another problem that this deck has is they have flat 0 attack. So that can kind of be bad. But it's better than question mark attack, because if you guys didn't know, question mark attack is not necessarily 0 attack in all scenarios. If there's skill drain and the monster's question mark attack, usually it will go to 0, but there are some crazy circumstances. However, this is actually important because you can actually bring it out with other cards because it has a 0 attack. Next up, we have the Sonic Meister. So this card has the ability to, again, gain 300 attack times its level, and then it cannot be destroyed by battle or by an opponent's monster's original level or rank is lower. So this one is unaffected by activated effects from your opponent's monsters. This one can't be destroyed by battle. I feel like they maybe should have just like had both of those effects combined. I'm sure there'll be like one boss monster that will have like both of them. But anyways, this one, once it's level 7 or higher, you can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. If it's just 2 attacks, you can maybe pull off like some OTKs with it, like increasing its level. Then you activate like a Regeki, you can gain them. Again, the archetype is very new, so this is what we have to deal with at the moment. However, there is a card, I think it's a Blade Fly. Is it Blade Fly? Is it one word? Is it this? No, it's not Blade Fly. Is it Kukimari? Hold on, one wind. Okay, here it is. Flying Kamakiri, that's the name. So this one can actually bring out any wind monster with 1500 or less attack. Now, if we get some of the boss monsters for the FAs that are actually going to be 0 attack, you could just bring them out. You could set this. I know setting is not like the hottest thing in Yu-Gi-Oh, but you set this card, it dies, you bring out like a huge boss monster. Maybe it's going to have a crazy level already, maybe level like 8 or something, and then immediately it automatically is going to be strong because you just get it off for free with this. Then Painful Indecision, this is just used for Rise Bell. And then we have a Regeki, 3 cards of Demise, and then we have 3 copies of Terraforming, 2 copies of Twin Twisters. Those Painful Decisions, maybe they're not making good use of, you can maybe use it for that. And there's also 3 copies of Force Down. I guess this is not really a deck profile as much as I just want to go over some cards that work well with the archetype. But anyways, Downforce is the other card in the archetype that we have at the moment. You're going to target an FA monster, increase its level by 2 until the end phase of this turn. Again, that was kind of the problem with the archetype, is it only lasts until a certain duration. Like, why would you want this when you can run other cards? But we'll get into it in a second. But anyways, during your main phase, except for this turn, this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target an FA monster you control, increase its level by 2 until the end of this turn. Now again, that's the same problem that I have with the archetype. Again, it's only until the end of the turn. Like, why? It should have been permanent. That's the way I see it. But again, later support might make it like really like too good. But anyways, next up we have the field spell for the archetype. It is the FA Circuit Grand Prix. So you increase the level of all of them by 2, but again, during the battle phase only. And then once per turn, when your FA monster destroys a monster by battle, you can draw a card. That's a pretty good effect. And then if this face-up card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, you can add any FA card from your deck to your hand except for itself, and you can only use this effect about once per turn. So that is kind of cool, that you have some draw power and you also increase their levels. But again, I feel like the draw power kind of already makes up for the card itself, and then also the levels. It's okay, but again, it's just nothing too crazy, too insane at the moment. The next up, there's Return to the Front Line, so you get to just special summon an FA monster. They don't have much attack, so I guess special summon in defense mode would be like okay. But I think I would really hope that they make something that like brings them back from the graveyard and then increases their level like permanently. Then we have 2D barrier to lose 1 turn. I think stall cards can be excellent in this deck because if you're able to stall your opponent and just start increasing your levels, like the cards get stronger and stronger, and they infinitely scale technically. But for the most part, they're just not too strong at the moment. Now, this is one of the best cards that is technically new. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Psalms, but anyways, Marshalling Field is probably one of the best cards that supports this deck. But anyways, you can't special monsters except for machine-type monsters. Once per turn, you get to declare a level 5 through 9. All level 5 or higher machine monsters you control become that level. So that basically lets you go into anything that you'd want to go into. Granted, that is if they have their levels, 5 or higher. But anyways, if a machine type exceed monster you control will be destroyed, you can send this card to the graveyard instead. So it kind of gives you some protection. I wish it was just machine type monsters. But anyways, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 rank up Magic Argent Chaos Force from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So maybe there can be some play with this later down the line, of course, with that rank up. But for the most part, just being able to go from 5 to 9, that's a huge jump up because from whatever level it is, you're just going to increase it immediately straight to 9, and then on top of that, you should be getting most of their effects. I don't think that they're going to make it so you have to have it level like 15 or something crazy high, but it would be cool if they made it like if you got them to like level 20, because like I feel like the way I see it is it's increasing it, it's trying to get to the end of the race, right? I feel like they should have a win condition. Like that would be cool if they had one, like if you had like, if it was level 20 or higher, you instantly win the duel or something. Something so like it ended, because I feel like that's how I think that this deck should go. It should go like make it so it gets to a point where the deck ends and it wins, a win condition. As far as the extra deck, again, there is Superior Door is probably one of the best monsters, but I'm just going to mouse over them. There's nothing too game-breaking that came out recently that I like we really need to go over, but Big Eye is still probably one of the best rank 7s that we have gotten in the game. There's not too many things that just steal opponents' monsters at the moment. I mean, Kaiju's kind of sack your opponent by stealing like their boss monster, but I feel like this whole archetype, it's too underdeveloped to really talk more in-depth about it, but who knows, because some of the other support we get might make it really good. And like I said, this card could be really good. I don't think, by the way, this is not me saying, guys, go pick up, actually this card did come secret. I'm not saying try to go pick these up, but what I'm saying is that this card could be good. So maybe if you have them lying around, maybe just set them aside, not for like trading, just so you don't have them easy access, because I mean, floaters in this game like Mystic Tomato, these haven't seen plays in years, but I think this card could be really good for the archetype again because they all have the 0 attack and they increase their attack. So definitely be on the lookout for flying Kamakiri over here. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing some of these FAs, because again, I haven't found anyone talking about them, but that is the FAs. Shoutouts to you, Timmy, for hooking me up with some gameplay of it, because again, it's kind of obscure, kind of a niche thing, but we'll have to wait to see what other support comes out. Let me know, guys, if you have any suggestions for this deck, and also what your thoughts are so far by seeing it. I feel like it's kind of, again, just building up one like monster with a lot of attack and it's got some type of effect, but it's too mediocre, it's too slow right now. We'll wait and see. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing this new archetype. If you're new to the channel, also hit that subscribe button to see more of the new Yu-Gi-Oh decks in action. But thanks for watching, guys, and I am signing out.